And you're also a fellow trainer living in LA. So I'd love to hear a little bit about your story and introduce everybody to who you are, how you got into the world of training, and how that's transpired into your athletic career as well as professional career. So give us the Allie story.
Yeah. Where do I start?
Right, exactly.
It's funny because most people, I feel like I have to start with the obvious. Most people know me as a fitness trainer, know me as a triathlete, or they know me from The Amazing Race. And what most people don't know is if we go, back to the beginning, I grew up as like a performer. I grew up as a dancer. I grew up as someone who liked to sing. I played 7 instruments. I wanted to go to Juilliard for music. And I feel like my story doesn't do justice if I tell my story without telling like the origin of all of it. But I got into musical theater because it was like just a good combo of everything I enjoyed: music, dance, performing, acting. And I had moved to New York City to pursue musical theater. And I realized very quickly, probably within 6 months, I was like, this is a political game. And even when you do get a job, it's not even sustainable. And I realized the reward has to be big enough to stick around for something like that. And for me, the reward wasn't big enough. So I tried to find a new path. And as to save money as like a struggling performer in New York, I was working 3 jobs and it was nice in the summer. So I got a bicycle, and from Target, like an $80 bicycle. I didn't even know how to change a tube in a bike. Like when I first flat tire, I thought I had to buy a whole new bicycle. Like I should have known that from growing up in Texas. But anyways, so I was riding this fixed gear bike all over New York City, commuting to try and save money on a subway pass. And I got involved with a bunch of like, just kind of like the community cycling group, not like the hardcore road bikers, but just people who enjoyed riding bikes. And I got involved in running shortly after I moved there as well. And so it was kind of like one thing led to the next, And, I was involved in all these different little communities and had made friends in these different communities. And one of those people being Kim Perfetto, who we didn't even really know each other, but I got a text from her one day. I was like sitting in a movie theater, and it was like, we had known each other for maybe 2 weeks. And she was like, hey, want to do Amazing Race? ... question mark. And all I wrote back was ... question mark. And she was like, so let me give you the full story. Anyways, her brother was like trying to be on Survivor for like years. And I think they finally called him. They were like, we saw you have a badass sister. Like, we want you to apply for Survivor. Like, we think you'd be a great brother-sister team. And she was like, dope, let's do it. So they applied, and then they called Kim back, and they were like, good news, bad news. Bad news, we don't want you for Survivor. Good news, we want you for Amazing Race. And she was like, I'm sure my brother would be like stoked. Like, he would love that. And they were like, we don't want your brother. We want you.
Oh man.
They were like, we want 2 female cyclists. And like, the way casting works is, she had to have a teammate. And so they were like, send us a list of all of your friends. And so she had to get a variety of people from like hardcore New York, like underground, like urban fixie cat, alley cat racer. Like, I mean, it gets gritty, down to like, here's me who just rides my bicycle around New York City and enjoys running and is like starting to dip my toes in the water of the fitness industry. Cause I'm like, maybe I can teach spin to make money, and like, maybe I could get a personal trainer certification. And I just like enjoyed all of it. So anyways, fast forward, we ended up getting cast on the show. And it was like right when we had got cast on the show, I put everything into that. And I was like, this is the biggest opportunity I've ever had. And it was kind of funny because it's like, they don't want an actor to go on that show. And like, I never considered myself to be an actor. Was I trying to make it in the entertainment industry? Yes. But I think looking back on it now, I was really trying to figure out what my avenue was, and like what my creative outlet was ultimately. And after like when we filmed that show, I realized I was like, there's so much to reality television with The Amazing Race in particular, is where you can like tell people's stories and you can really get to the heart of who people are. And then you have this incredible, like amazing experience, And And I was like, and then I had kind of learned a little bit about YouTube, and I had just started, that was like when Instagram was just becoming a thing. And so I had started learning how to edit videos and shoot videos and take photos. And I'm like, there's something to unscripted television. Like reality TV, I'm not talking about like Real Housewives and that kind of reality television. I was just like, there was a part of me that was intrigued by the fact that you can tell a real story of someone on a show. And so like after we filmed the show, I kind of I like couldn't do anything in entertainment because I had just done this reality show. And so I went full force into the fitness industry because I had trained so hard to like be on that show. You don't know what they want from you. I learned more about fitness training, like leading up to that show. I had got certified through NASM leading up to filming the show. And I kind of put all my eggs in one basket as far as fitness goes. And when I came back, it was like I just dove into the deep end with it. And that was the start of that was how I got to my beginning of me being in the fitness industry.